All right, you saw the description. We're here working on a 2001 Chevy Suburban. Customer states that they have a coolant leak. I think it's running out of the back of the vehicle, but we're gonna check on that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do a pressure test. You know, like we normally do, put our pressure test on here, and I do see that the coolant is low. So we'll fill that up with some water just to identify where the leak is, and then we'll go from there. I think it's definitely going to be a leak somewhere in this system. I'll stop there and see if it drops. So we'll let that sit for a little while. Let's go see if we can identify a leak. All right, let's see. And I was looking at the exhaust and seeing some leakage here. All right, I've crawled under the passenger side of the truck, and it is some leakage here coming from this side. Not sure if you can see that, but let's see if we can get a light and see exactly where it's coming from. Might have to take off this back tire, but it's definitely leaking back here. Let's take a look at our gauge. And yes, it has went down a lot. So it definitely is leaking back there. Kind of curious of what it is back there in the rear leaking from the coolant system. It could have a secondary heater coil, since this is a Suburban, for the heat in the rear. Might have a separate unit. So let's check it out. Let's test some things apart, remove some stuff, and see if we can find exactly where this leak is coming from. Go into the tire here. Maybe we'll take this tire off. Going through here and see exactly where it's leaking at. Let's see if I can get my light back there. Yeah, definitely got to come from right here somewhere, because I think the leak is right up in this area. So let's take this wheel off. Maybe take this top trim off back here. And see if we can access the leak a little bit more. Best thing to do is take that cap here, throw your lug nuts in here. That way both will be together, and you don't have to worry about losing them. All right, so I definitely think I'm going to take this trim off here. Take these push pins out, or these 8mm. I think it's one here and 3 on this side. So let's take those out, give us a little bit more room to see here. In correction, it is 3 bolts on this side, 3 7mm on this side. You really don't have to take this one off here, but it is 2 more 7s here. So once you take those off, you should be able to yank this whole piece up out of here. There you go. You can see where it's leaking at there. There's actually a heater core hose for the rear heater core, for the rear heat system. It's that yellow. See where I marked it? The line is yellow, but it's leaking right there where that green area is. If I come back a little bit, you can see how bad it's spraying now. And of course, I put more pressure on it to identify the leak, but we can clearly see it now. So let's see what we need to do to get this line off and get it replaced. If I follow the line around, comes around here, coming in, and it is this here, this connector here. So it's a quick connect here. So what we need to do is follow it back to through the other side, and see exactly how long it is and exactly where it's running to. Now, if I follow this line back, it's the black lines that's wrapped together or pretty much running along each other. If I follow them all the way back, it runs all the way down to the footwell. It runs all the way down the side of the truck. All the way down the side of the truck. And it's these two lines here that's running to the main heater core. All right, so looking up the line, the inlet and outlet line runs as a pair. And like I said, it runs from this spot here all the way up to the front of the vehicle, to the front heater coil. I was thinking just because this is a heater line, we can probably cut it back and just run some line with a new quick connect on this side. It shouldn't have any issues out of it. We probably have to zip tie it back a little bit off of that metal piece there, so it won't draw another hole in it. But I think that'd be a much cheaper way for the customer, because this vehicle is an older vehicle, has a lot of rust on it. So it'd be a cheaper way for the customer and also still fix the issue. But what I did was, like I said, I think the best way to go is we've disconnected this quick connect here, and we followed the line back. And what I did was I used my saw and just did a fine cut right here. That way I can go ahead and pull this piece on out, get some measurements, and see exactly what kind of setup we need to fix this leak here. Like I said, once I take this line out, I think I can go with a rubber heater hose line with a clamp here, and then replace the quick connect here, and that should fix the issue. But I did have to fight with this connector right here a little bit. The quick connect, just because it's underneath here, it has a lot of debris, dirt, and stuff that go in between the quick connect. So you got to spray it out with some compressed air, lubricate it, and that way it'll give you a little bit more hand on sliding this fitting down and getting it off of the heater core. All right, let's pour this line the rest of the way out. Take a look at it. Getting some light here. You can kind of see here where it's been rubbing up against that metal part back there and damaging this fitting here. I just cut it there. Nice clean cut. I actually used my saw here, air powered. All right, so it's a nice fine cut with that, and yanked it on out. Since I have it off here, a quick reference. Replace this quick connect here, and then the rest of this is going to be heater hose, probably 5/8 heater hose with a clamp at the end and a clamp at the quick connect. All right, so I keep on the truck one of these T's here. These T's go up underneath the hood to the front heater coil, and then it connects up. This piece here, right here, this quick connect here, connects to the line running underneath the frame going to the line that I just took off. So I'm just going to take this this fitting here as reference of what size quick connect I need for underneath. I'm just going to use this T for reference, just to give me this size here. And this is a dormant part. I was hoping it gave me the size or the breakdown of what size fitting it is, but they don't have that information on it. So I'm just going to take this one in store, use it as reference, and give me a 90 degree quick connect. Now, the piece that I was talking about sliding off, the quick connect itself, you can see how it's separate here, but when you buy the line, it's all in one unit, okay? And all you're gonna do, it slides in just like this. See if I can get it up so you can see it, and locks in. So when it's actually connected to the heater coil, you want to squeeze these tabs here, which will release it. And like I was saying before, when dirt and grime gets down in there, it's hard to squeeze these together to release it. So you might just spray some compressed air, spray some lubricant down there, so you can get them pushed back or squeezed back far enough to where that line breaks free or that quick connect breaks free. Okay. We already have clamps here, so really all we need to get is our 90 degree elbow or 90 degree quick connect along with our 5/8 hose. I think that's what the size hose is going to be, 5/8. But we got a couple of different clamps to choose from, which I think will be these right here, be a good fit. See, I need some more of those as well. But yeah, we already got clamps, so let's go get the 90-degree quick connect and the 5/8 hose. How you doing? All right, so I got a couple pieces here. I got my 5/8 hose along with my 1532. A couple fittings here. I really wanted to go with this 90-degree elbow, but I'm pretty sure it probably won't fit. It's probably gonna be this 3/4, which is a straight one, which was my last resort. I really didn't want to go with a straight one. And then I also got an assortment kit here to reduce these two lines down. Because if you can see here, in the original hose, it had a 5/8 at first, and then it reduced down to a smaller size. So I want to size up so we can get over top of this line, and we'll put a clamp there and onto the quick connect. All right, I think that looks good. Got my quick connect on, running on around to a coupling, and then into my line up there. So I think that looks pretty good. I think that'll do. Customer only wants to keep this truck for another year or so. So I think this line should at least hold up for then. It's only temporary. It's not a permanent fix, but a lot cheaper than going in and replacing these two inlet and outlet heater hose lines. So like I said, you can see the rust down here. So not too much longer on this truck. All right, but heater hose is repaired. Let's get some coolant in it and make sure we don't have any leaks. We'll start it up and let it run. Let the thermostat open up and see what we got. Make sure we don't have any leaks. Cut some heat on. We can see the coolant starting to move. That's a good sign. Water pump is flowing properly. Good suction on that water pump. This is actually a 8.1 motor, Vortec motor. Big boy, 8.1. All right, I got everything back together. I got the truck running. I don't see any leaks. Truck has warmed up to normal temperature. I also have the heat on. Just trying to verify and make sure that the leak is fixed. And also with our aftermarket hookup here, want to make sure we don't have any new leaks anywhere. But everything else looks good to go. Looks fine to me. And this quick connect here is a 3/4 into a 5/8. So 3/4 into a 5/8, and just running on back. Hey, thanks again for watching the Hicks Auto channel. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and also comment down below.